For the palpations of the hand, again, we're going to start on our palmar side first. So we're going to want to palpate our thenar eminence, right? So that fat pad that goes with the thumb. We're going to also want to palpate the hypothenar eminence, palpating for any pain with any of those muscles in there. We have our central compartment coming up the middle of the palm, palpating in there as well. We want to palpate our metacarpals, right? So we have all 5 of our metacarpals. That may be a little bit easier to do from the dorsal side, just because it's so much more superficial. But again, don't forget we have a whole bunch of lumbricals in through the hand that we need to be worried about. The MCP collateral ligaments, so our metacarpal phalangeal ligaments, all in through kind of where our knuckles are. Remember, we have a UCL on the thumb. We've got the like an RCL on the side of the index finger. We have a UCL on the side of the pinky, again, because we're able to do our abduction with those, so we need to have those extra ligaments there. We want to palpate our phalanges, so our fingers. Go ahead and wiggle those for me. All right, all of our phalanges, we want to make sure we palpate, doing a good job of staying specific into, doing the proximal, the middle, and the distal ends for those. We want to palpate our IP joints. So every single joint in our phalanges has collateral ligaments as well on both sides. So we're going to want to palpate not only anterior, posterior of those fingers, but we also want to make sure we're getting the sides to see if they have any pain in any of those IP joints. Our thenar web space, we want to make sure that we are palpating in there to make sure that it's not painful, that they don't have any muscle issue there. We also are then going to palpate our extensor digitorum, which is going to be the big kind of fatty muscle out of the extensors that's going to then come through. It obviously inserts or originates on our lateral epicondyle. It then inserts all the way down into our second, third, and fourth fingers, right? So if we have them do the extension of the fingers, you can see those tendons popping there. That's going to be the extensor digitorum communis muscle, so we want to palpate all through down in there. The last 3 muscles that we want to focus on with the palpation of the hand is going to be our thumb musculature muscles, right? So our extensor pollicis longus, our abductor pollicis longus, and our extensor pollicis brevis. And those can all be found if we get that snuff box to pop. So Jordan doesn't seem to have a very good snuff box at this point, but I can show you on myself where you get that snuff box, kind of have them radial deviate a little bit, and you get that nice snuff box to pop right on in there. And you can see where you have the tendons coming through. So our extensor pollicis longus, our extensor pollicis brevis sits right on in there, and then right next to it you can feel the different tendons there. You can't really see the two, but you can feel them. And then we have our abductor pollicis longus that comes in there on the side. So those are going to be your snuff box kind of anatomical tendons that you need to make sure you're palpating. Those will be really important when we're dealing with de Quervain's disease and things like that.